Hey, what's up guys? This is Andy from OptimizedFIT bringing you another video on all things health, nutrition, and anything that could benefit you in optimizing your health. So in this video series, I'm doing a lot of short videos on the topic of stomach acid, specifically low stomach acid, and what you can do about it to help improve that. I've gone over a lot of various topics of just what stomach acid does, symptoms, and different lifestyle factors that can affect low stomach acid. This video is going to dive in even deeper to specific things that can trigger or force the body to have lower stomach acid. So these are things you can do today or just actively work on to help improve your body's ability to produce enough stomach acid so your digestive system can function properly. Because if your digestive system isn't working, everything else in your body is not going to work. Everything starts with digestive health. So let's get into it. The first topic that will negatively affect our ability to produce stomach acid is stress. And when we're stressed, our body will go into what's called the fight or flight stance, where cortisol is high, or stress hormones are high, and we're on the move. And what this does is it shuttles blood and oxygen away from our digestive organs and into the muscles and into the brain and the lungs and different organ systems that our body needs to be able to be fast and active and get out of danger. Now the problem is we're not usually running from giant tigers or monsters or whatever else is could potentially put us in peril. It's more mental, and then so these things happen more chronically than acutely. So what this means is, like, we're being stressed for far too long, which then will take away our body's ability to digest properly. Also, things like exercise is a form of stress, even though it's positive stress or eustress, as long as it's done in a proper way and in the right amount. So being aware of that, to not eat a bunch of food right before you go working out, because when you work out, especially if you do a really hard workout, your digestive system will shut down from that stress response. So be aware of that. The other component that will play into your body's ability to not produce enough stomach acid is not chewing enough. So if you're not chewing your food and you're just swallowing your food whole, that's going to not work out in your favor, because digestion actually starts in the mouth. And if you're not chewing properly and not chewing enough, you're going to skip that essential step. And there's actually a chemical triggering mechanism that will happen that actually tells your body to start ramping up its secretions of hydrochloric acid or stomach acid before it even hits the stomach. So it's very, very key to chew your food. And here's a topic for my next one that might get a little bit of might get some haters out there, but you can't argue with the physiological response that happens here. If you don't eat meat, or you're vegetarian or vegan, you're not going to have enough stomach acid. There's no way to argue around it. You're going to have low stomach acid. And this has been shown time and time again. And what happens is, and it makes sense when you actually think about what happens with the body, when you don't eat dense proteins, because animal proteins are very dense, hard proteins to digest, your body is going to downregulate the ability to produce enough stomach acid. Now, it seems to that I've never found a vegetarian that doesn't have low stomach acid, and I think what happens is the body overcompensates and then doesn't produce enough in general. So even when you're trying to eat foods that have protein sources that are plant-based, you're still not producing enough stomach acid even for those types, and you're going to have issues with digestion in general. And another thing that can happen that will decrease your body's ability to produce stomach acid is drinking liquids with meals. So, soups and stuff, that's unavoidable, but if you're drinking like water or some other beverage with a meal, you're not going to have enough stomach acid because you're diluting it when you drink it. So what I recommend is not consuming a beverage or a liquid 20 to 30 minutes before, and same goes after. That gives your body ample time to produce the stomach acid, to break down the food, and have a properly functioning digestive system. And the last one that's really interesting is the topic on antacids or proton pump inhibitors, or basically taking something that if you have acid reflux or GERD or heartburn or something like that. Because a lot of times, and this is really interesting, is you actually aren't producing enough stomach acid. So you think you have too much stomach acid, so you take one of these over-the-counter drugs, or you get prescribed something because you think you're producing too much stomach acid. But in truth, most of the time, it seems that people aren't producing enough stomach acid. So what happens here is, like, do the math. You have already low stomach acid. You think you have high stomach acid. You take something to lower your stomach acid. So what's going to happen? You're going to have even lower stomach acid now. It's a huge problem. But luckily, I'm going to show you in a later video how you can self-test to see if you actually have low stomach acid, and then that way you can I'll make the right recommendations that you would be able to take with you and implement to be able to solve this problem. So, you know, knowledge is power. I'm going to give you guys the tools. So I think that's it for now. Again, read the blog post that I post on this, because I'm just giving you the cliff notes. So I'll go into way more detail in my blog post to give you the tools you need to self-assess to see if you have low stomach acid and what you can do about it. So please like this video and comment below if you have any questions. And also, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much, guys. Catch you later.